Welcome to our daily devotional series, The Daily Herald. I pray that these messages will come to you as an encouragement and a reminder to be heralds of the Lord daily. God bless you.
Heaven's King, January 17. Knowing that you are not redeemed with corruptible things, but with the precious blood of Christ, as a lamb without blemish and without spot. 1 Peter 1:18-19.
Jesus looked upon the innocent victims of sacrifice and saw how the Jews had made these great convocations scenes of bloodshed and cruelty. In place of humble representatives of sin, they had multiplied the sacrifice of beasts, as if God could be honored by a heartless service. The priests and rulers had hardened their hearts through selfishness and avarice. The very symbols pointing to the Lamb of God they had made a means of getting gain. Thus, in the eyes of the people, the sacredness of the sacrificial service had been in a great measure destroyed. The indignation of Jesus was stirred. He knew that his blood, so soon to be shed for the sins of the world, would be as little appreciated by the priests and elders as was the blood of the beasts, which they kept incessantly flowing. Against these practices Christ had spoken through the prophets. Samuel had said, "Had the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams." 1 Samuel 15:22. He who had himself given these prophecies now, for the last time, repeated the warning. In fulfillment of prophecy, the people had proclaimed Jesus King of Israel. He had received their homage and accepted the office of king. In his character he must act. He knew that his efforts to reform a corrupt priesthood would be in vain. Nevertheless, his work must be done. To an unbelieving people, the evidence of his divine mission must be given. Again, the piercing look of Jesus swept over the discreted court of the temple. All eyes were turned toward him. Priest and ruler, Pharisee and Gentile looked with astonishment and awe upon him who stood before them with the majesty of heaven's King. Divinity flashed through humanity, investing Christ with a dignity and glory he had never manifested before. Christ spoke with power that swayed the people like a mighty tempest. "It is written, 'My house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves.'" His voice sounded like a trumpet through the temple. Further reflection. When have I felt the righteous indignation that Jesus felt at the temple?